the Spurs, live on 2K Sports. And presented to you by State Farm. We'll take a quick look here at our opening lineups. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Tim Duncan?
You know, it's amazing, guys. Tim Duncan still a factor at both ends of the floor. You know, he's not quite the scorer that he was in his youth, but his defensive presence and the leadership that he brings to his team is amazing.
Yeah, he's a terrific passer, whether it's setting up teammates out of the post or hauling in rebounds and making smart outlet passes to get the transition game going. Love his calm demeanor and the ability to stay even-keeled out there.
Looking at San Antonio, they took the win in their last game against the Hornets down in New Orleans. And they finished that one out up 4. Competitive, but ultimately they prevailed.
And there's no way that game should have been as close as it was, guys. I thought they sort of stumbled their way to that victory.
I think they're fortunate they came away with the win at all, quite honestly. I mean, you're not going to come out on top very often when you play like they did.
Westbrook passes to Durant. Back to Westbrook. Left side, Westbrook. No up. Up in time. No good. Tie game in San Antonio.
Your Spurs. 2.
Tune in next Wednesday.
7.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close game here at the start of the second quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
I think it's a good start for this club. They seem to be playing well, and we'll see if they can carry it forward.
Well, they hit the ground running and had a really nice beginning to this game, Steve.
So with Westbrook on the bench, this is who Scott Brooks has out there. Maynard is out there with Martin. Then there's Perry Jones. Then there's Nick Collison, and it's Durant in at the small forward.
Hold on.
I'd like to see a 2-for-1 situation here, Clark.
I agree. I think it's always good to give yourself that last shot.
Tim Duncan is checked in for San Antonio. Parker comes in for Gary Neal. Then for the Thunder, Baca comes in for Jones. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Eric Maynard. Now here's Westbrook. Ibaka sets the pick for Westbrook. Just 5 on the clock. Over Parker. Westbrook can't get it to go.
That's his comfort zone, so defensively, really nice job challenging the shot.
Parker drives in. Outside Jackson. Here's Splitter. So the clock runs out with the score tied going into half.
2.
And now,
Defender.
brought to you
2.
by Sprint.
Thanks for...
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead for the first 2 quarters.
Well, with such a young core and showing that they can be a team that can hold their own in the tough Western Conference, it's possible we could be looking at a decade-long run here with the Thunder, where they win multiple conference championships and maybe NBA titles as well.
So with Ginobili sitting on the bench, here's how the floor looks for Greg Popovich. Tony Parker at the 1 and Danny Green at the 2. Duncan out there with Boris Diaw, and it's Leonard in at the 3 slot. Now here's Parker, and unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. See, that's a good thought. You certainly have to think so, the way they are dominating their division and the rest of the West the past few years. Clark, what a solid young core they have to go with.
Yeah, they're fantastic, Kevin. Such a young team. They've been knocking on the door for a championship the last couple of years, and they should be a contender as long as they can keep this core together and stay healthy.
Westbrook against Parker. Westbrook gets to Durant. Back to Westbrook. And he draws body contact. Looked like a blocking foul, and he was in the shooting motion. So he'll head to the free throw line. Tim Duncan picks one up. The Thunder shooting their first free throws of the game.
Well, as an 81% free throw shooting team last season, you can't find much fault with what they were doing from the line.
You know, success at the line just became contagious for them. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And for those of you turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. Here's Parker, and it's in.
Much in the clutch to finish the quarter. Dre ties it up.
7.
Tune in this
San Antonio with the ball. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
Remember, they lost to these guys in the conference finals last season. That was a tough one for them to swallow. So there's going to be some bitterness here tonight.
So with Westbrook on the bench, this is who Scott Brooks has out there. Martin is out there with Perry Jones. There's Jeremy Lamb. Then it's Maynard. And it's Collison at the 5, down low.
Came through there with a key basket.
Yeah, that was huge. Stepping up when it matters most.
And Clark, how tough is it to come up against the team that sent you packing in the playoffs a season ago?
You know what, Kevin? It's been a long time. I doubt anybody's still too demoralized at this point. I'm sure they want this one quite badly, though.
And the Thunder with the possession here. Manu Ginobili able to get his shot to go. Here's Martin. Sinks it.
Looking to close this game out strong here.
Yeah, this one will be put away if they can get just a few more buckets and put it on ice.
Parker's shot is off. So a close game sees Oklahoma City taking
Your